guys.
Fran.
My name's Rebecca.
I'm your secretary for this year.
And I'm your treasurer. And together we are...
Admin team!
The best team. Okay. So, Fran, what are we talking about?
Okay, so basically, if you watched the last video, we had our president and our vice president speak to you about power of placement, which is what we focused on last week. We started a new series this week, and it was on Strongholds!
It was on Strongholds.
So that's a series that's going to run for the rest of this month because it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be deep.
It's gonna be deep. It's gonna cut it. So yeah, Bex, do you want to tell us what strongholds are?
Okay, so strongholds are basically breakable limitations. So they're limitations, but you can break them. 2 Corinthians 10:3-6 tells us that strongholds are a lie and they destroy the knowledge and identity of God. Ezekiel 8:7-11 basically gives us a story where God asks Ezekiel to look within the wall. And basically the wall is ourselves. Mm-hmm. It's our flesh. Our flesh is exposed to sin. And God asked Ezekiel to dig deeper where he found a doorway. Now that doorway is where God is meant to stand in and, you know, block anything from coming in. But now that doorway is open, you know, and because we've allowed things to come in, so basically we now have a hole, which is that doorway. So that doorway is basically the depth of our strongholds. And then within that doorway there were 3 things: unclean animals, crawly things, and idols of Israel, which basically represents things that we want to hide from the light, things that we place above God. You know, idols, we place them above God. Idols can be anything, basically anything you place above God.
It doesn't have to be a person.
Doesn't have to be a person. Could be your education, for example.
Your business.
Money. Exactly. Anything you place above God is an idol. And so yeah, so this leads us to the question of, how do strongholds actually enter into our bodies? So Fran, would you like to tell us?
Okay, so basically eyes give direction. So because of our healthy eyes, we can see. So basically our eyes give direction, but also the word gives direction. So if we don't have the word, what's our direction saying basically? I want you guys to think about that. So here comes a little bit, I'm going to do a little bit of, you know, role play. Okay, so I can see. My eyes are healthy. I wear glasses, by the way, but they're still healthy. My eyes are healthy at the moment. I can see. So I'm able to tell you guys that Rebecca's top is black. I'm able to tell you guys that she's wearing glasses, that her hair's looking on point, and that I can see your highlight, baby girl. I can see these things because I can see. My eyes are giving me direction. And that is because the light is shining onto the objects and
which is
reflecting onto my eye, and I can see. Now, if my eyes are closed,
I'm here, Fran.
But I can't see that.
Exactly.
I mean, I can hear her voice, but I can't see where she is because I'm now lacking direction. And that is basically what the strongholds do. They create almost like a film. They mask that. So because you are not getting your direction from the word anymore, which is also the light, the source, he's the plug, because you're no longer getting that direction. We can't see anymore, guys. It's gone. So that's one thing that strongholds can do. They can blur the vision and corrupt our eye gates. And now we've got our ear gates. Okay, so with the ear gates, basically it's what we hear, it's what we meditate on, the music we listen to, the people we listen to. There is such a thing as false doctrines. So at the end of the day, we need to be very cautious what we allow our ears to hear and what we allow ourselves to meditate upon, because if it's not directly based upon God and his word and his teachings, then we also have strongholds being built. So basically what happens is, as a result of the distortion which is caused by strongholds, our ear gates end up being corrupt. So that's the ear gates done. So guys, be careful what you hear, what you meditate upon, and make sure it's set upon the truth that lies within him. And the final thing is the mouth gate. Now, there is power in the in the tongue. There is power in the tongue. And in Matthew 15 verse 18, it creates it speaks about a connection between the heart and the mouth. Your mouth basically speaks what's within your heart. And if your heart has been corrupted by these strongholds, if your heart has been breached by these strongholds, we then have the issue of the fact that the darkness that is within your heart, because we all know that the strongholds are the lie, they represent that darkness. The darkness that has corrupted your heart is then end up being spoken out into the world. It ends up being spoken out into the atmosphere, basically. So we need to be very cautious that strongholds don't basically disrupt or distort our knowledge of God, because if that is distorted and if that is basically breached, then we have the corruption of our eye gates, we have the corruption of our ear gates, we have the corruption of our mouth gates, and that's when the strongholds basically just take control, and you've got that strength, and then you become unaware of just how strong they are.
Okay, so basically, guys, strongholds are a lie, and they basically just make us not believe that God is truth. We believe He's faithful, but then we don't believe He is true. And God is faithful and true, right?
He's both of those things. And an example that we can give you comes from Genesis 3, and it is the well-known story of Eve and the fall of man.
Yeah, so basically the devil came to Eve and said, did God really tell you not to eat from any of the trees in the garden?
Lie number one, guys.
That was lie number one, because God didn't say that. God said she can eat from any tree, but this one tree do not eat from. And so basically what the devil did there is that he opened her eyes to the fact to that one tree, and made her start thinking things like, oh, okay, yeah, that one tree, I can't really eat from it. But why?
He drew her attention
to it.
The snake. The snake was basically like, the first lie he said was, in regards to did he really say you can't eat from any of the trees? God never said any of the trees. He said you can eat from any of the trees, but you cannot eat from the one tree in the middle, because you will die. Now, the devil then said lie number 2. You surely won't die. Now, the thing is, when God said you will die, He never told you what kind of death you're going to have. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical. And the thing is, after they ate from the tree of good and evil, their eyes were opened. They didn't die physically, but they suffered way worse than a physical death. Spiritually, they died, in the fact that they now had knowledge that they can't handle, in the fact that they wanted to be like God. And that was Eve's stronghold. Her craving for knowledge, her wanting to be on par with God, was her stronghold. That need for power, that need for understanding and knowledge that was beyond her, that was what the devil played on.
Yeah, because the devil said that God knows that if you do eat from that tree, you will be like him, knowing good and evil. That was some lies that the devil brought to
light. And that's what what he basically does. He presents you with that stronghold. But this is the thing, within not just our faith, but our truth and the knowledge of God's identity, we're given the ability to break those strongholds. So that's the part that we need to focus on, the fact that we need to be so much in His word and so understanding of His identity, which comes from His word, that we are understanding that we have the ability and the strength to break those strongholds. There's something you said that was really good, something about sin and the body.
And yeah, so our flesh is exposed to sin, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So basically, the Bible says, it doesn't actually say that our flesh is sinful, but our flesh is exposed to sin. Basically, is what the Bible says.
So even though we're exposed to it, we need to have the knowledge that we have the ability within His word and within our awareness of His identity, that He is the way, the truth, and the light, to break those strongholds. We have got ultimate recharge.
Oh.
Bex, do you want to tell them what ultimate recharge is?
Okay, so basically, Ultimate Recharge is an event we're putting on for you guys, us Christians.
Career-centered, but Christ-focused.
That's the one.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
So basically, that's going to be on the 12th of November. a huge event. Now, anyone who's been to Jaff knows that we have recharge at least once a month, but this blows that out of the water. We've got 5 workshops that we have been working so hard for you guys, and we hope that you guys are going to enjoy that. And we have got 9 speakers. 9.
Yeah.
9 speakers in one space. in one space.
Yeah.
It's about to be a madness. So that's gonna be amazing. We're going to put the link to the tickets, because it is a ticketed event. So we're gonna put the link for the tickets in the description box below. So
make sure you
tap on that. Try and get your early
tickets.
bird tickets.
Yep.
Because they're cheaper.
£7.
You get it.
Early bird.
It's cheaper. And then standard tickets are £10 after that. And we hope to see you there. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys for watching.
Hope to see you soon.
Bye.
What? So, what else gives direction? Bex, you want to say what else gives direction?
Is
The word.
oh, the word. Sorry, I was not paying attention.
Yeah, no. What else said the
The
jokes?
word.
The banter is real. Also, our word.
The word.
Our word.
The word. The Bible.
The Bible, guys. Vicky, what's the problem?
This is the bit where you come in.
It's way too hot.
We'll
Don't
just,
need to
we'll
cut
just
it.
put you at the end.
Cut it. Why?
Cut it.
Bloopers. Why?
Bloopers.
Talk. It's okay. You,
Yeah, you
did.
did. You're recording
Yeah,
now.
we're recording.
We're recording.
Hi, guys.
She really tried it. Oh, you're still going.
So embarrassing.
It's
No,
so
I'm not. I'm done.